Well, hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Noe. In this video, why do we have the government we deserve? Now, I know that's a touchy subject for a lot of people, and they feel like we can have a better government if God would just give us a better government. So let's take a quick look at why we have the government we deserve. When you look at the United States as a whole, what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of, crimes against children of all kinds. Our government, our schools, people, and most of this is protected. Well, until it's somebody that's caught that they want to make an example of, or they need this person out of the way, oh, okay, then here, we'll bring it forth and we'll take care of it. And look, ain't we so good? But at the same time, what else do we have? We have a massive sin problem. You go down through the Ten Commandments, and there you go. America's full of it. Full of every kind of debauchery known to man. And a lot of it is protected. Look at the fraud, the deception, the deceit, the lies, the theft. And that's just a few. Now, look at the people. Look at the people protecting this. So, if we look at, let's take just the state of Maine. The state of Maine, they will tell you that, well, sadly, only 10% are practicing Christians in the state of Maine. And that is a problem. Why is that? Well, that is because of the persecution and the attack by our state government on Christianity. Oh, of course they'll say, oh, this ain't happening, this ain't happening. But of course it is. Go mention God in a public school in Maine, and they'll throw you right out. Oh, you've committed the ultimate sin. But walk in there as a Muslim and want your prayer time. Oh, they'll set right up a room for you. No problem. So Christianity is truly under attack in the state of Maine. And if you don't believe it, there is a story out that of course it's being hidden. It's not talked about. There was this man and woman, and they had a child. They were never married, but they had a child. Okay? After 5 or 6 years, the woman, I just can't take this man anymore. I have to get away. And they do have shared custody. Now, on Sundays, when the mother has the child, she takes her daughter to church. The man, the father, goes to the corrupt courts in the state of Maine and gets an injunction put against the mother, and the court puts the injunction against the mother, claiming you cannot take your daughter to church because the father does not want it. That is against the Constitution. But yet our court system is so corrupt, they attack Christianity so bad that there's no way to combat it. I bet you didn't know. You don't hear that on the news now, do you? You don't hear that on the national news, the atrocity of a mother not even allowed to take her daughter to church because some corrupt court has put an injunction against her because the father hates Christianity and hates God and hates everything to do with it. So, what else? What else is wrong in the state of Maine? Well, out of that 10% that they claim are Christianity in Maine, I can take you right around to church after church after church and show you what's wrong in Maine. There are a few good ones, yes, but there are a lot of, would you go sit down in a church where the male pastor is bragging about his husband? How about go to a church that's got a female pastor, which is unbiblical, but got a female pastor that's unbiblical. And she's bragging about her wife. Starting to see the problem? But people are accepting this. People have been so duped and brainwashed. They actually think they're good people, and they have no idea what it is that they're supporting. I saw a letter to an editor in a newspaper today. Lady's all upset because ICE took her tenant. Well, an asylum seeker from Egypt. And of course, she's getting big money from the state every month to house an immigrant, as they call them. An asylum seeker is under the threat of their life being ended in the country they're in because of political, religious, or war. Egypt is not in war. Egypt is not Nigeria or Syria or, well, many other countries, South Africa. You can believe what you want in Egypt, and you're not threatened with your life for doing so. But yet these people were lied to, and they came here under false pretenses. To seek asylum from the country you're in, you must seek asylum in the first safe country you come to. That's international law. But because of the corruption of our own Democrat Party here in America and the cowardice of the Republican Party, all this corruption has been allowed to go on. Over 30 million people are in this country under false pretenses or illegally. And you have Americans, oh, we're helping the needy. No, they're not helping the needy. The government is taking from you so you can't put food on your table and giving it to them for free. Look at the fraud that's been exposed. So let's get back to Maine. Why would God fix Maine? For 90% of the heathens? In benefit of the 10%? No, he's not going to do it. But the true Christians, the 40% of this 10%, that are truly biblical and truly know the truth of God. Not the 60 that play Christian, but the 40 that are Christian. So you're talking probably 5% of the state of Maine. We know we will stay true to God. We will denounce the heathens, and we will denounce the evil that is our government, the corruption, the crimes against children, the crimes against people, the overtaxation, the fraud, you can't say it online because they don't, oh, how dare you call out our beloved Satan. But we will stay true to God. We will keep our faith in God. Because don't you think it's kind of funny, no matter how bad Satan and his minions try to destroy us, they can't. Why? Because we are blessed and protected by God. Because we put our faith in God. We don't put our faith in man. We don't put our faith in some president. I couldn't care less. It doesn't matter. The only thing we have right now in Washington, D.C. is a 4-year reprieve. And we may not even get that. We'll get a 2-year reprieve. But then with all the lies and deception and deceit and the people that turn on their TV the week before an election and, they listen to the propaganda-funded media, government-funded media that they don't believe in anyway. And they know they're lying. But then they listen to the lies and they listen to the propaganda and the hate and they vote accordingly. That's what's funny. You go out there and you talk to people and they don't believe in what the media says, but they get up in the morning and they use Satan's playground, which is all this social media and everything else, to make a living. And what do? They post endless videos about just what the news is talking about. If they're for or against it, it doesn't matter. The propaganda, lying, fake news media is setting the narrative and people are running with it. Why? Because they get that almighty dollar. Think about the people that are saying that we are all digital slaves. Well, they're living off in their digital content. You know, all these people, they have no idea what's coming down the pike. They have no idea that now that we have you suckered in to you have no trade, you have no means of supporting yourself other than this internet, and we're going to take that away from you. And we're going to tell you the only way you're going to get monetized and the only way you're going to make money is you say what we want you to say and how we want you to say it and when we want you to say it, and then we'll think about sprinkling you some crumbs. I'm not stupid. I know that YouTube shadow bans my content and cuts down on the views that I really get, and they do everything they can to hide it. That's why I put it on other platforms. So between all the platforms, I get a decent amount of people listening, and they come back time and time again. I don't care about the numbers. If I can reach 1 or 2 people with my content, then great. They're getting the truth. The rest of them, you can listen to what you want to listen to. You can believe what you want to believe. You can believe the earth is flat. I really don't care. I'm not going to argue with you about it. You have the right to believe whatever you want to believe. You have the right to believe that, they didn't just send astronauts up and go around the moon and come back. Now, none of that's real. It's all fake. Oh, look, we have all these videos proving it's fake. Even though it's only their opinion of what they're seeing. Snippets. Oh, but hey, look, I just made $1,000 by telling people my opinion, and if you don't believe in my opinion, then I don't want nothing to do with you anyway. Well, I don't care, because I don't want nothing to do with you. You don't have a clue to what reality is. These people don't live in reality. This is why we have the government we deserve. America deserves. Look what's going on in the other countries. These people are not armed like we are, but they're standing up. They're standing up in England. They're standing up in Ireland. They're standing up in France and in Germany. The people have had enough. And what do the people do in America? Oh, they go to social media and they complain and they whine and, oh, just keep it up, we're going to make them listen to us. Do you think government's listening to you whining and crying and complaining online? Of course not. They're sitting back laughing at you. You know why? Because they're taxing you and they're giving it to the people that are going out there. You know, you're getting attacked on your social media. You know who those people are? They're paid from government to do just that. To attack you, belittle you, shame you. Me, I don't care. You can't shame me. Because I laugh at your ignorance and your stupidity. This is why we have the government we deserve. God is not going to heal America because America does not deserve to be healed. America deserves to fail. That may upset you, but I don't care. The truth is the truth. America is deserving of what it's getting. And when God has had enough, then what comes next? God ends it all. And that day may be much closer than you think. Because the evil in our world, when does God end it? God ends it when you go after the children. And what do we have right now in America? Do you know last year alone there was 1.4 million abortions? And then they turn right around and come out with, oh, we have a low birth rate in America. Well, of course. Why? Why would you think we're having a birth rate problem? You're not even allowing these children to be born. Because look what else. God's just going, oh, what is wrong with you people? Let me explain something to you. These doctors are ending the life of unborn children by the hundreds every week. And they call it women's health. But you go out here and you run into a car and you take the life of a pregnant lady. And what happens to you? You don't get one count, you get two. One for the lady, the expected mother, and one for the child, the unborn child. So how is that the taking of life? But what these doctors do every day in Planned Parenthood and in these clinics is women's health. Do you understand the evil behind that? The millions and millions of dollars. The state of Maine now is taxing people millions of dollars to fund Planned Parenthood. Because Donald Trump stood up and said, that's it. We're no longer funding this. It's not women's health. It's the M word that we're not allowed to say online. It might offend somebody. Yeah, it might offend Satan to know the truth. So think about that. Why is one ending of an unborn life women's health? But on this hand over here, it's a murder charge. Think about it. This is where America is at. And don't think God's going to heal this country. There's way too many false prophets out there. There's way too much sin out there. There are way too many ungodly churches. There's many godly churches. There are still quite a few. You can find them. But they're becoming few and far between. And the people get the government they deserve. It's as simple as that. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, God willing, this is No Way Out.